Hello creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth and this is a Zodiac series with a moon-driven timing card. It's about opening to your intuition through a challenge or an opportunity that will bring a new inspiration to make better art. There are no dates on these readings as they're meant to inspire at any given time. So this reading is for Virgo, whose relating tarot card is the Hermit. So what they like to say about Virgos in the art world is that you're practical, you're deep, and you have this innate ability to have a creative, healing aspect to your work. Really lovely to say about you. And the Hermit is all about seeking that knowledge that comes from within. It's like you're on the path, you've got your light, you're being led by spirit, and you're seeing the way to go. Really, really lovely. So over here on the left, we have the Artist card. Now this represents you as a vessel of creative energy. It is about being open to the knowledge that's available to you from the divine source. And on the right here, we have the Well card. So this is about the well of infinite inspiration. As long as you are seeking it, it will flow to you. Next, we have the cards of truth. We're using these as directional cards, pointing us in that right direction to make the most out of this reading. And then we're going to clarify with the Lenormand cards because they are just so fabulous at pointing us to a description for exactly what we need to understand what to look for. So we've got our intuition, we've got our inspiration, and in this column we have our challenge that we're going to turn into an opportunity, hopefully. So as promised for the timing, we have the full moon in Libra. Look how beautiful that is, right? And it says here, a win-win outcome is forecast. Yep. And Libra is all about the scale of balance and figuring out just how to weigh a situation that you'll be able to understand is the best outcome for you. And this card in particular talks about being a full moon is about climaxes and conclusions. So this card suggests that you're either about to start a new relationship or that there's an important existing relationship that is changing somehow. And it can come to an end or moving to a new level of commitment, but it's also important to remember that people, places, and things come to us for a reason and sometimes just for a season. So if it is something that's ending, it's probably doing it at the right time and try not to fight it. You know, this card can also refer to a professional relationship. So there's a sense of a need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. It's a win-win outcome is possible with a give and take kind of connotation to it. So we'll keep that in mind as we look at the rest of the spread. So what we're going to look at first here is the intuition. And here we have the 8 of clubs. Now this is Rahu energy. This is and it's also chariot energy. So it's kind of like an inner validation for ideas about yourself, about your individuality in what you do and how you maintain that right? Going into that, having the courage to risk going into what we call the matrix jungle of experiencing and having a relationship with things that are new to you, not always in the comfort zone. So when it's in a spread like this, it's a time for self-validation. Oh, can you hear that dog barking? We have a dog parlor next door, so every once in a while we get a barker over there. That's way too funny. I hope you're a dog person. We love it. So yeah, back to it's about self-validating for inner knowledge. It's seeking experiences with people, places, and things. It's lesson time to develop your courage to express yourself. Very lovely for the inspiration. So we're going to look at this as, for the Lenormand, we've got some clues here. We've got the gentleman, the ring, and the birds. So this tells me that you should be making a commitment, or there is a need for you to make a commitment to speak with a masculine energy. This gentleman card speaks of someone that is going to give you an ultimate truth about something. Very interesting. So it's almost like a psychic card. If you haven't gone for a psychic reading lately, you should probably go find yourself a good medium or a fortune teller and get your fortune read, because it is time for that. They're going to give you a big revelation on how to connect to this intuition about your art. I love it. And it's going to happen sometime around a full moon. So if you can get that appointment set for sometime around a full moon, it may just be the nugget that you need to open that whole thing up. And it's a trusted somebody. So yeah, very nice. Don't worry about making a bad choice. Whatever this psychic has to tell you, I think it's on a level of a very, very valuable information. All right, so the challenge that we need to turn into an opportunity is also Rahu energy. Now this Eight of Diamonds is pretty cool. The Eight of Diamonds relates to the Hangman in the Cards of Truth, and that's all about taking a time out for contemplation. So gotta love that, but it's also taking that time that you do take to contemplate the value of what you hold value in at this time, and really decide what is valuable to you. It can be an inner validation, because the eights are all about self-validation. And it's about traveling outside your comfort zone in order to experience and explore what's not necessarily in your comfort zone. But it's always for the absolute best experience in the end. You will walk away knowing exactly what you need to do to further yourself down that path of inner knowledge. You will get so far. And to clarify this, we've got the birch rod, the fox, and the book. Very interesting combination here, because the birch rod is about letting something go. It's about, just getting rid of something, whipping it right out of your life. And the fox is about a cunning and smart individual. It can be you, but it can be someone else that you need to realize isn't really working the best for you, whether that is that whether it is that professional relationship that you're in right now, or it's a relationship to your art that needs to change and something new needing to come in to give it the life that it once had and now needs a reboot. And it might not be very easy to see. It might be elusive and slippery. But it also says that you will find some clues around that in a book. Like literally, in a book. I go to the bookshelf, I pull it down, I open it, run my finger down, close your eyes, and land on something, and then read it and see what contemplating it brings to you. It could be something very valuable. And it might relate to whatever the psychic has to share with you. Because someone or something that is being possibly manipulative and sly about working whatever it is around you into something else. It almost feels like a professional relationship. It might be time to renegotiate where you stand with your mentors or galleries or contemporaries. You might want to go into that contemplation and really think about the value of whatever relationships you're in, because this seriously talks about it needing an update. Now, let's move on to your inspiration, because here we have the Seven of Hearts. Now, the Seven of Hearts is all about a bit of a heartbreak. You know, I don't like having to tell you that, but that is what this is. And it is, well, in the relating tarot, it is death. And that means just letting go of things in order to allow for something better to come in. So it's something of an emotional parting of ways. So whatever this is that needs a revaluation might come at a cost. But you're going to be able to use that for inspiration. Whatever it is that you're going to need to work through, you're going to be able to do it, because the sevens are all about the need to let it go. I mean, that is what it is. It's about not staying in a victim role, but to be able to move forward without going into a perpetrator mode or a protector mode. It is in this middle ground where you treat everything fairly and honestly. I don't know if you can hear that, but we've got some rumbling upstairs now. This is a very noisy reading, Virgo. Sorry about that, but I'm not going to start over now. I'm going to finish it out. It's a busy building today. So we've got, the spirit of letting something go. The sevens are gateway cards, and it is a lesson in self-validating. You need to reach out and explore this Rahu country, this matrix, if you will, uncomfortable as it may be, but necessary in order for you to move on in that self-validating manner. I mean, there's no better way to put it. It is just what you need to do. It will be for a cleaner understanding of yourself. So, right? I mean, can't get much better than that. Okay, so to clarify that, we have the lilies, the heart, and the snake. So just as you might assume for a snake, it is someone that is being very sharp, very biting, very cutting. They can turn on the charm, and the second that you turn your back, they strike, and Yeah, you've got somebody who is very unpleasant in your circle right now, and that person needs to be swept out. They need to go. And I think the psychic is going to help you realize who that person is. And you've got an emotional attachment to them. You have made a commitment of sorts, but you haven't had the full truth about the situation. And you're about to get it. This whole intuition thing is happening around you having that ability, that strength, that stick-to-itness, that practical, deep knowledge that you have, that creative healing art, if you will, to address your own needs. I know you're really good at doing this for other people, and it's time that you do this for yourself. The Seven of Hearts says so, and it is about that exploration into the unknown, scary territory, if you will, but it can be very exciting as well. When you find what you need, you bring it back to some safe place, you contemplate it, and you get a brilliant new understanding about what it is that is hindering you from moving forward in your making better art. But I have no doubt that you are going to be able to do that. You'll figure it out. You've got some help here. And yeah, I can see where that's going to work for you very nicely. Sorry you have to go through that, but you know, it's life, isn't it? So I wish you the best of luck, and I hope this resonates, and I hope you figure it all out and move on to a brighter world. A win-win outcome, right? Let's hope for that. We'll take that as a given. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and I hope this resonated with you, and yeah, happy creating.